Hi, I'm Colleen Hawks-Pierce, the Artistic Director of PiedPiper. We are so fortunate to have Yvonne with us this year for the first time as a director. We're really excited about the amazing work she's done with these kids. I think you're going to be really excited to see this amazing adventure that they take you on. Please remember that we are not charging any ticket prices for this viewing, so if you find it in your heart, we would love to have you make a donation. No donation is too small. We truly appreciate anything that you can give. To do that, go to PiedPiper.nyc. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Trickster Tales.
Thank you, Colleen, for that wonderful introduction, and thank you to Nancy, the Administrative Director of PiedPiper, and thank you to the Board of PiedPiper. It has been my pleasure to work on this project, and I thank you for this opportunity. Welcome to the PiedPiper Children's Theater and to this production of the Trickster Tales. We thank you for coming, and we are so excited to present to you the work that we have been working on for the last few months. When Colleen asked me to do this show in a pandemic, I decided that what we really needed was something and somewhere where we could experiment, have fun, where the children have agency and decision-making power, where they explore their creativity. So we decided to explore the archetypal character of the trickster. And for the past few months, we have been reading stories, writing poems, experimenting, playing, and just all around digging in. And I think you'll be amazed at what the children have come up with, and we are very excited to present it to you. I want to say that I could not have done this without the teens of PiedPiper. I had so many show up at every rehearsal and help me. I give a special shout out to Maggie Attaway, who was my assistant director and an alumnus of PiedPiper, without whom I could not have done this. So I want to say thank you all for coming. Thank you to the teens for really supporting me during this process. And thank you to my brilliant cast of Trickster Tales. We love you, and this is going to be so much fun. Enjoy.
Fox appears as Trickster in many tales from Europe, including the ones of Aesop's fables.
Tell you the story of when I almost drowned? No? Oh, Artie, you are in for the surprise of your life. Life, I tell you. So, I like to call it the day Jet, the red-tailed fox, almost drowned. How to start? Well, it was one day, it was a very cold, miserable, cold, hungry day. I met my first mouse. Did I tell you how cold it was? It made sense because it was a winter morning, about late January, and the whole forest was covered, I tell you, in a giant thick blanket of pale white snow. Why am I exaggerating? I see this every single winter. I pranced in the snow, having a joyous time. And then I kind of heard something. I heard a slight from the depths of the snow. My ears perked up. Then they were listening hard, as they always are, I think. And I leapt at the soft ground, making a deep hole into the rodents' tunnels where my prey lay trembling, ready for me to sink my teeth into it. It wasn't daring to even move. I clawed deeper and deeper and deeper into the snow, and I found the little gray cowering rodent ready to sink my fangs into... Hey! It escaped! I turned and followed the noise, diving this time with a bit more confidence in my mind. But I well, the noise part, I definitely, like, totally didn't mess it up. You know, did fool me twice, maybe. One last time I dove, my fangs searching for flesh. Yes, I caught it for the first time. I mean, not the first time. Okay. Well, as my happy teeth clamped down, the mouse took one last frantic jump and escaped from my sharp fangs, bolting into the fluffy snow, and it went up a tree, and I couldn't get it. I didn't know what to do. And then I realized it was cornered. Even though it had escaped me, it had nowhere to go. I peered up into the tree and I was like, "You're a little fool. You're never getting down from there. I'm gonna get you." And then I noticed that there were two big, medium birds sitting up there in the tree. And you know who they were? Freddie and Amanda, my two least favorite owls. And if you know me well, you know that they're my least favorite animals too. Seeing that they hadn't noticed the mouse, I really had to act fast because they were gonna chomp it up before I could even get a touch at it. So, thinking quickly, I leapt at the tree branch and sent the little rabbit flying into the air. And I saw it. It happened and it collided into the snow. It was right at the edge of an icy pond. And how could I see it so clearly? It's almost as if I was, oh yes, because I was flying through the air. I had flung myself up. Congratulations, Jet, you just got yourself flung up into the air. A new achievement. And I'm coming down, and I landed. I'm sitting right next to the mouse. I looked at it, ready to pounce, when the ice broke beneath us. My nice scarlet fur became wet and matted. And my nose, it burned from the water. I stared at the little creature. It was sinking to its certain doom. And so I took pity. I thought about everything that had happened today. My heart twisted. And then I looked up and I realized there was 2 feet of ice above my head. I wasn't living. And so I decided to save another life. I dove down to grab the mouse. I picked it up in my mouth and flung it to the surface of the water. For the first time, purposefully missing it. It leapt up on top of the ice sheet and something took its heart. Not sure if it was an angel or maybe the coyote god. You know, I knew him very well. He was a great guy. Created the Big Dipper and everything. Neat. Awesome guy. And then the mouse pulled that sheet of ice aside for my bigger form to surface. It was a nice mousey. It was kind of nice. Yeah. Once I surfaced, the mouse looked at me like I was crazy and I totally hadn't saved its life. And then it began to bolt. It started running. And then, as it skidded to a halt, 2 familiar feathery shapes floated onto a log in front of me and the mouse. And so what I did, what did I do again? Oh, right. I totally remember. I wrapped my tail around the mouse protectively and growled until the big birds left. Genius idea. And then, to save the rest of my life and my reputation, I looked at the mouse and said, "Never happened." And it was a response. And then it ran away into the vast snow-covered forest, never to be seen again. I'm hungry. Go get me some food, Artie.
I am so hungry. Treats? No. Grass? Supple now. I love cheese, especially Munster and Gouda. No need to look any further. This is the perfect dainty bit for my breakfast. Hello, lovely crow. How are you this evening?
What is this strange creature and why are they so chatty with me? If I open my mouth to greet it, I will drop my breakfast and it will have it. I will not be that eagerly food.
Crow, will you not greet me this evening? Considering it's an evil slut and lovely.
Oh no, I do not wish to seem rude. He seems pretty kind, but of course, it could be in that.
Crow, I'm sure if you just gave me one call, I'd be able to call you King of the Birds.
Oh boy, I wish to be king of the birds.
Wow, your voice is so lovely, but it's not. You look okay. Bye. Your mind is hollow. Thanks for food. Toodaloo. Fox out. Dang it. Food again! I'm so pretty. My hair is so glossy. My spots just fall down without me even trying. And we have you, pretty ordinary, little hair. Well, I think I look a beautiful. A tail is dipped in black, and so are my paws. My tail has spots down and a perfect black rim, and my paws cushion. Yeah, sure. Cushions are so pretty. Well, did you know every leopard has their own unique spot pattern? What? Did he just copy Tiger with his stripes? No, that happened when leopards were born as a species. That's just how it works. Did you just copy the leopard in the water? What? No. These spots are mine, only mine. Our spots look the same as the leopard in the water. No, they're not. Maybe pretty, but your mind is hollow. Oh, and take a look at the leopard, and take a look at that. It's over me. Foolish leopard. Tricked every time.
Settle down, everyone. Hey, chipmunks, I see you in that corner. Stop fighting over that acorn and stop moving. Squirrels, stop it. Now, put it down. Will everyone please stop making so much noise? If I'm to babysit you guys, you have to stop moving. How about a story? Yes, a story would work, so gather round, everyone. Be quiet and listen. I'll be telling you a story about me. A long, long time ago, when I was much more reckless. Me and my siblings were living in our small little burrow and were all screaming. I could practically feel my eardrums weakening, and not even making animal puppets out of twigs helped. No, me, I want to go out. Dad, Mom, I want to go outside. No, pick me, Mom. Ugh. All in all, it was a normal morning for us. My siblings were all throwing a temper tantrum because my mother and father had told us we couldn't leave the burrow today. The elk herd had ruined the entrance. As my siblings whined, mother and father managed to get out and began collecting berries and nuts. But I was restless, and I eventually began to sneak away through the burrow entrance. My siblings, now resorted to yelling at each other, gave our oldest sibling, Nettle, quite enough to deal with. She was having trouble just counting them. Gale, Pine, Opal, Gray, Cinnamon. Where did Hyacinth go? I had already snuck out of the tunnel exit. Eventually, I wandered away to the large elk herd because I couldn't think of much else to do. I watched them from afar for a while, then cautiously approached them. Unfortunately, the elk chose that moment to break into a loud bugling competition, and I had to run off before I was trampled. Brushing off my now dirty fur, I scowled at the herd, which were still bugling, and most likely summoning a pack of wolves, judging by their volume. Well, I'm definitely not going back to that shrieking burrow of mine. Now what? I angrily begun daydreaming of ways to ruin the elk's abilities. And then it dawned on me, that's it! I'd get rid of the elk's special gift. And what better way to ruin their gifts and scare them was there than to... Well, that was just it. At the time, I had no idea how to accomplish my objectives, and so I organized my unfinished plan. Phase 1. Decide what to do for Phase 2. I was just casually strolling through the forest for inspiration when I was mildly distracted by what looked like a small wolf hovering just a ways away. I froze, and then I realized that it wasn't a wolf at all. It was just a small group of leaves attached together by a spider web, but it looked creepily like an actual wolf. And just like that, my mind suddenly lit up with joy and possibilities. This could be my plan. This would scare that elk herd. But how would it take away their gift? I thought for a moment. My mind was racing through possibilities. And then it dawned on me. The Rocky Mountains, of course. All the elk herds never wandered up to the cliff or the mountains. Aside from the possibility that they could fall, the rough stones would file away at the elk's hooves. I smiled, thinking how my plan would go. Phase 1 didn't take long at all, I remember saying out loud. On to Phase 2. Phase 2 wasn't hard at first. Finding the elk was easy, and making the puppets wouldn't be difficult. At the time, I was too excited to consider the possibilities of danger, and I narrowly avoided being eaten 3 times. It was quite a traumatic experience. Finally, I got to the elk herd, and I was in luck. They were just grazing close to the cliff edge, and I got to work setting up my wolf puppets. When I was done, I cracked a stick in two and waited for the elk to notice. The elk sharply looked up and instantly spotted my terrifying wolf puppets. Even the mighty bull elk, with giant razor-sharp antlers, looked terrified at the sight of what seemed like hundreds of bright yellow eyes blazing from the shadows. I had cleverly used fireflies in the place of my puppet's eyes. The sight was ever more terrifying. I quickly ran to a different puppet I had so I could move it. When I glanced up to look at the elk herd, and I saw, to my amusement and surprise, that there was no herd at all. They must have thought my puppets were terrifying, because they had all run along the edges of the stone mountain. When I finally caught up to them, I saw, to my amazement, that my plan had worked. All the elk were moaning and giving each other little looks of pity. Their hooves, once large and shiny, now stood before them, dull and tiny. And that is why bull elk bugle only once a year, for they have little use constantly boasting about their hooves now. Oh, thank goodness. It seems all of your parents are returning. So, chipmunks, please hurry on ahead because your mother will not be pleased to realize you've swallowed a leaf. Squirrels, come on. Come, go, go, go. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Oh, will everyone just leave? Well, I suppose I can enjoy babysitting if I can tell more of my stories.
Tortoise is a popular trickster in Africa and South America. Everyone who's watched Bugs Bunny knows that Rabbit is a trickster.
Is that right? Hey, Athena! Hi. Hi. You're so slow. Can't you go any faster? Hey, Athena, you're so slow, you're actually moving backwards. You're so slow, Molasses got bored waiting for you. Na-na-na, boo-boo. You're so slow, I could run across that lawn, and back before you moved an inch. Beat that. Hey, football. You think you can actually run with me? I don't think I can actually run with you because my legs don't go that slowly. But I can definitely run in circles around you. That wouldn't be a problem. You think you're so special. So fast. Okay, football.
I'll take your challenge, and let's see who wins this. Hey, Fox, can you set up our race? One, two, three! Bye-bye! Look, a bench. I'm so winded after running that far. And Athena doesn't seem to be anywhere near. Nope, she's far back there. I might just lie down for a bit. Go across now. Oh. That was a nice nap. I should probably get back to the race. Now where is that Athena? I don't see her anywhere. Could it be possible that she's ahead? In the trap. Rowan, Daddy wins the race. No, not fair!
Monkey is a trickster all the way from Asia to the Americas.
I live high in the treetop. The river is pretty dangerous, but it does lead to delicious mangoes.
Rango's so fast. It will be hard to catch him. How delicious will a monkey heart be? Good morning, Trango.
Good morning, Mimi. Where are you going?
To the middle of the island.
Yum, delicious mangoes grow there, but it's too far for me to swing.
Climb on my back, my friend.
Thank you, Mimi. Oh my goodness. Why are we starting to sing? I'm getting all wet. Oh my goodness, I cannot swim.
How will I know? I'm going to eat your monkey heart.
Eat my heart? What a pity. I left it up in a tree.
You left your heart in a tree? What a nuisance! Fine, go. You can get your monkey heart, and I'll swim back to the shore.
You fool! The day I lose my heart is the day I die.
You Trango!
Darn it, I really wanted those mangoes. How to get across? Oh look, there's some rocks over there. If I use the rocks like a bridge, I can feast on yummy mangoes every day.
Where are you, Trango? Come out so I can eat your heart. What's that I hear? There's Trango. What's he doing? Oh, I see. I shall pretend I'm a rock. When Trango jumps on me, I can slap him my heart and all. I've been waiting here all day. One will Trango.
The mangoes were really tasty. I'll take a few for the road and head home. Wait a minute, that's a strange looking rock. That's not a rock at all, it's Mimi! That sneaky fool, she thought I couldn't tell the difference between a crocodile and a rock. I'll show her. Good evening, rock.
I must not say anything, or Trango will know it's me. If I truly want to trick Trango, I just have to be an ordinary rock.
I say good evening, Rock. Rock, will you not greet me this evening?
Oh no, do rocks usually respond? Good evening, Trango.
Ha! You're not a rock, you're Mimi.
I'm as good as a rock. You can jump on me to the other side.
What a splendid idea. Here I come.
Finally, I can finally eat that monkey heart.
I think you would prefer a mango over a monkey heart. Your teeth may be sharp, but your mind is dull. Now I can feast on yummy mangoes every day.
I'll catch you one day, Trango.
Now, whenever I cross the river, I'm careful to step on a rock, not me or any other crocodiles.
I'm ready.
Okay, tell me when you start. Okay. Coyote and Raven are tricksters from the First Nations peoples. My little fledglings, I will tell you the story of how the light was freed. For as long as I could remember, there was no light. At all times of the day, the sky was dark as coal. I, Raven in particular, hated it. I couldn't see where I was going, find food, or shelter. Then, on the gloomiest, darkest, blackest night of all, I detected a faraway glow. Following it, I came upon a humongous wood cabin. It was the cabin of the great Sky Chief. I overheard the Sky Chief and his daughter arguing about letting the light free. I whispered to myself, "That man doesn't know what he has." Suddenly, the girl emerged from the cabin. She walked to the river to get her water. I knew this was my chance. I transformed into the tiniest pine needle and carefully floated into her water bucket. Of course, since it was dark outside, she didn't notice me as I slipped through. I floated through her throat and past a puddle of acid. Don't get me started on that. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that. Now, where was I? Oh yes, I remember now. Once in her stomach, I found a nice warm spot and eventually transformed again into a new baby raven. I had a beak-like nose, long black hair, and some feathers here and there. Even though I was an odd-looking child, my mother and grandfather loved me so. The Sky Chief delighted in me as I grew. Eventually, I could talk and, of course, ask for the box of light. "Grandfather, may I please play with the box of light?" He gave me the large box because of his love for me. Soon I had let out the stars. "Grandfather, may I please play with the box of light?" I demanded the smaller box, but he gave to me the medium-sized box. Much to his dismay, I had let out the moon. There was only one box left. "Raven child, I cannot give you the smallest box. And if you ever touch it, you will be in big, big trouble." Sky Chief's daughter pushed away her father and threw me the box. In the nick of time, I transformed into my bird self. With my talons, I grabbed the sun before the Sky Chief could catch me. He also changed into his bird self. When I was miles away, I heard someone threatening me, and it was the eagle. He threatened, "I will eat you up, little bird, and when I do, I will take back the stars, the moon, and the sun. We flew over mountains and valleys, but soon the sky tube weakened and went back. I flew across the great Pacific Ocean and towards land to throw the sun onto the horizon. Then I went back to our homeland, which is now known as Alaska. There may have been an easier way to do this, but who cares? I did it, so it doesn't matter anymore. So now, my little fledglings, you too know the story of how I, the most craftiest creature in the world, brought the light.
Oh, come on. Let me play. This isn't working.
Hey guys! Tell that slow-moving Java that put the torch right now to hurry up and catch the ball.
That's a good one, Sal. You know, Ijapa is funny trying to run on those short, stumpy excuses for legs.
Oh, yeah. I'll teach those two jokers a thing or two, maybe three. Whoa.
Hey, Java! Maybe you need to do some yoga so you can give those popsicle legs a stretching so you can finally catch the ball.
Yeah. Hey, Ijapa, come on, let's see your backwards owl pose so you can loosen up and finally catch the ball.
Oh, yeah? Let's see you try to do a graceful tree pose with a shell on your back. I've had just about enough of your rudeness. You think you're so funny, always making jokes at my expense. I might be small and stout, but hands down, I can beat you in a rope pulling contest.
You've got to be kidding me. You? Is she actually serious?
What? That turtle shell will be cracked in no time.
No, I'm not joking. Tell you what, meet me here tomorrow and I'll bring her up. All you need to do is bring a game face for the contest. Rest up. You're gonna need it. Hey, Agave, come on outside and take this rope end and go over to the clearing. When you hear the djembe drums, start pulling. We'll see. I have to go over to Sal's now.
Watch yourself, my tiny little friend. I'll pull you so hard with this rope, you might land on your shell.
Hey Sal, come on outside and go over to the river. When you hear the djembe drums, start pulling. We'll see. Wait for the drums and then pull all your might.
For me and he'll go flying and crack your shell.
We'll see. Wait for the drumming, then pull with all your might. This is so fun to watch. They're coming. God, hurry. Hey there, want to try again tomorrow?
I agree you must have supernatural strength to beat us both. With only one hand each.
No, please, no, Joppa. Somehow you have bested us, despite your size.
Well, okay. Only if you've had enough. I guess we all have our weaknesses, and I won't argue with you.
But maybe you could just keep this just between us.
What Sal said. Could you maybe, please, just maybe keep this between us? Yeah, could you, please, just maybe.
I'll think about it. See you tomorrow to play ball?
Once you see the adventures of Pig Boy, you're gonna know that he's the trickster. When I first met Pig Boy, he was a hairy little hog. His ears were pointy and his tail was curly. His back was bristly and dirty. I love this dirty little boy, even though he's naughty.
Grandmother, I just set the leaves on fire.
But I used those to tuck you in at night and sing you to sleep.
Sorry, Grandma. Can you make me another one?
Okay. You will be a little pig who roots in the earth. You will be a hairy hog who sails the seas. You will be a tiny fish who swims in the ocean. You will be a wild boar who carves the mountains. You are filled with magic, and if trouble comes, just slip away.
I'm so hungry. My grandmother's tartar garden looks delicious.
Pig Boy, you've eaten all the roots in my garden.
And I'm still hungry.
Pig Boy, get out of here and find something else to eat.
Okay. Are those chickens? Man, do I love my chickens. I'm not gonna eat them. They're just my very best friends, my pride and joy in life. Especially the little Federico. He's my best friend. He's been my best friend since 9 years ago when he was born. Man, imagine if some animal came and ate things. I would never let them get away with it. I couldn't stand it if... Get back here! My chickens! Get that dirty little hog! Now I've got you! Huh? Which one is him? Are they all him? Catch them
Who's that on that smoking mountain? Maybe she can protect me from the king and his men.
I am Haley, goddess of fire. Get away from me, dirty little or I'll burn you to a crisp.
I thought you were gonna save me.
Me? Save you? Never. I would never save you. Wait. Did the pig just turn into the Yeah, no, I'm a goddess. I've seen weird stuff, but that is a little too weird for me. Bye, I'm out.
This is for my chickens!
Tired. I wanna go eat.
Come here, pig boy. Let me wrap you in leaves.
I am a hill dog with a food. I'm a piggy pig. Let's go to sleep.
You are filled with magic.
And food too.
And if trouble comes, just slip away.
I happen to have seen hundreds of thousands of stories, and I'll tell you one now. How do I know this? I am known to you as a constellation, although we have many names. I of course say we, because there are hundreds of thousands of us, although more often than not, we don't always get along.
Hello, kitty cat. Hello. I'm here too.
Some of us don't stop talking.
Hey.
Although the constellation I normally have in mind is one by the name of Carl. He never shuts up. But enough about us. You're here to listen to a story. And so, once upon a time, when the stories of the world were first being made, Coyote was living with his 5 wolf siblings. Every day, the wolf siblings went out, and they hunted for deer and elk, as it was their favorite food. Every day they brought back their meat to share with Coyote. Every evening, as they sat around their warm, glowing campfire, the wolf siblings would stare up into the night sky and talk softly amongst themselves about seeing something strange in the night sky. Every evening, Coyote would try to listen, and he wondered what it was that they were seeing and talking about. And after many nights, as Coyote's curiosity grew, he could stand it no longer, and so the next night, Coyote went to see Okami, and he said,
Okami, my friend, what is this strange thing in the night sky that you were talking about? What do you see?
I am terribly sorry, Coyote, but I cannot tell you what we see. It is not for you to know.
The next night, Coyote went to the second oldest wolf brother and asked again,
Second oldest, my good friend, what is it that you see in the night sky?
I'm sorry, Coyote, my good friend, but I shall not tell you. It is not for you to know.
On the third night, Coyote was growing ever more curious, and so he went to see Tricky.
Tricky, my dearest friend, what is it that you see night after night after night in the sky?
I'm sorry, Coyote, but my siblings forbid me to tell you what we see in the night sky. Ugh! Yes, but anyways, it is not for you to know.
Not pleased with this answer, Coyote, on the fourth night, approached Zack.
Zack, tell me what it is that you see in the night sky.
Zack was silent, and he would not answer Coyote. Instead, he went to his kin and asked,
Kin, night after night, our friendish Coyote asked us what we see in the night sky. Shall we tell him or shall we not?
It cannot hurt him or us. Indeed, these two very strange things we see in the night sky are high above us and can do us no harm.
Fine. We will tell him tonight. But if something bad happens, I'm warning you. I told you so.
Yes, we shall tell him.
That evening, as a wolf sibling sat around their fire eating their evening meal and staring at the night sky, they broke their silence and said,
Coyote, my dear friend. Night after night, we see something strange in the sky.
Yes, Coyote, we see these two very strange things in the sky, but we cannot go near them.
That, Coyote, is what we are quietly whispering to ourselves night after night after night.
Well, let us go and see them.
How can we do that, Coyote? They are many miles above us and we are here. Yes, that is a preposterous idea. Yeah, preposterous. How can we do that?
Indeed. Coyote, how do you propose we get to the sky of all places?
Yeah, what Okami said.
Oh, my dear wolf siblings, getting to the sky is no problem at all. I will show you.
and at that, Coyote took his bow and arrow and began to shoot arrows into the sky. His aim was sure and powerful. With each shot, he attached an arrow one to the other, and after a time had built a sturdy ladder, reaching all the way into the vast, dark sky.
Now, my friends, rest well tonight. We move at dawn.
The very next morning, the 5 wolf siblings and their dog and Coyote took their fanny packs and began to climb the ladder of arrows. They climbed all that day and all that night. Because the sky is vast, they climbed many days and many nights without rest, until at last they reached the sky. When they reached the sky, they saw, to their amazement, 2 gigantic grizzly bears. Coyote was very afraid.
Look out! Stay away! They will tear you and eat you up!
But Gio and Zack were not afraid. They carefully and slowly crept up to the grizzly bears, and the grizzly bears did not move. When the other wolf siblings saw that nothing had happened, second eldest wolf brother and Tricky crept up to the grizzly bears. Finally, Okami, with her dog, joined them as well. Coyote looked on to this scene, amazed, when he said,
What a lovely picture they all make. I will call them the Big Dipper, and they shall stay here forever and light the night sky. And they will be a story for all time. I will make them stay here forever.
And with that, Coyote snuck away and began to climb down the ladder of arrows, breaking off a rung after each step. Soon he had climbed all the way back down, and there was no more ladder for the wolf siblings to return home with. Coyote was very pleased with himself. Why, weirdo. And went out night after night to look upon the night sky and the beautiful Big Dipper and the beautiful picture he had made.
I am so clever. They will tell of my great story forever. I, Coyote, am a genius. I'm literally a genius. This was all my planning, all me. I am going to be famous. Well, I might not deserve the fame because I used my super awesome power mode number 48 and I wasted so many arrows. Well, this was for an okay sort of cause. I mean, I guess you could say I was a bit mean to leave my friends, but I didn't make them stay. They just walked right up to their position and I said it was cool and I left them and yeah, now I'm famous. But now I have to start doing all the work around here because the wolves are gone. Well, everyone knows me and I'm awesome and I'm cool and no one helped me make this and yeah. Did I mention I'm cool? Also, I created awesomeness. Anything else? Yeah. Meadowlark, you must tell my story and pass it down through the generations. And in exchange, I will consider, you hear me, consider not eating you.
My friend Coyote, I will tell your story and you shall be remembered forever. But please don't eat me, my friend. Let me tell you how Coyote created the beautiful Big Dipper you see in the night sky, and show you how this all happened. And you will tell your children, and they will tell their children. Once upon a time.
And so, Meadowlark told Coyote's story, and the story lives on today. And in the night sky, you can still see the 5 wolf siblings, their dog, and the grizzly bears. The 2 grizzly bears, Josh and Carl, are the stars that point to the North Star. Shut up, Carl!
Shut up, Carl!
Excuse me. That is the aforementioned Carl, or if I were to refer to him by his real name, shut up, Carl. The 2 youngest wolf siblings are the stars opposite of the grizzly bears in the bowl of the Big Dipper. The next 2 older wolf siblings are the stars of the hand. The oldest wolf sibling stands in the middle with her dog. When you gather round your warm glowing campfire and see that the night is clear and feel the leaves blowing in the crisp air, look up and with luck you can still see Coyote's Big Dipper way up in the sky where it will live on forever and ever and ever.